All right, bro. So look, there was this girl that I had wanted to date since high school, right, bro? So this is no regular girl, bro. Truly a 10, truly a baddie. It's one of those. It's one of those where it's like, bro, like if you are not scared to talk to girls, but like you could still get scared to talk to like some of the baddies sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily scared, but like intimidated. And I'm not like the most confident with girls, but I'm definitely not like I can't talk to girls at all type of guy either. So, but this girl was like so fine that like it was intimidating for me to even talk to her. So that's the whole situation that it was throughout high school, throughout college. Like we kind of like talked to each other. We were cool. We were friends. We would kind of flirt with each other. And like I used to be really oblivious. That's the other thing. So I could never really like, I would be like, bro, is she flirting with me? Or like, am I crazy? Is she just being nice, bro? So a lot of the times, like upon reflection, I realized she was flirting, but like I was stupid. I was oblivious. I was young. I was dumb. So fast forward past college, couple years past college, we like reconnect, we're talking, and she's like flirting, but it's a little bit more heavy this time. And so we tried to set up a date initially. That was probably like, I don't even know when that was. That was a few years ago, right? But we never really got around to it. Then I started dating some other people. She started dating some other people. It kind of fell apart. But we kind of stayed in touch, but as much as we could, because like at the same time, I'll give her credit and I'll give myself the credit too. Like we're not like irresponsible people to be like talking to people that we're like obviously attracted to and kind of have a thing for or could have a thing for while we're like dating people we actually care about. So that's pretty good. But eventually like we weren't dating people again. So this is like a couple years ago in 2023. We reconnect, texting, flirting, things of that nature. So one day I kind of just like I woke up and I was like, bro, I've had enough of this, bro. It's been too long. Like I gotta just shoot the shot, bro. I gotta pull up from half court and I just gotta launch this mug, bro. Like worst thing she says, just like she has a boyfriend. I assume like she probably has a boyfriend, bro. Cause like how could she not, bro? Like it's a 10, bro. It's like an 11, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gassing a little bit too much, but like how fuck. She's like actually bad, bro. Like this. Like I liked her. Her personality is great too, but she's bad too. Like I can't lie to you. And so, which is why this story's so crazy. But like, so I finally just hit her up one day, and I was like, I don't even remember what I said. I was just like, you know what? I would love to take you out, but I feel like your boyfriend would have a problem with that or something like that. And I was like, I mean, and then I probably said something stupid like, let me know, I'll pull up and I'll fight for your honor or something like that. And she like responded, obviously that's corny, right? But like she laughed. It was all in good fun and good humor. She was like, well, you could if I had a boyfriend, but I don't. So it's all yours if you, she didn't say it's all yours, but it's like the opportunity is yours if you want to. And I was like, oh, bet, bro. Like, I wiped my tears and I thank God for this W because I was in there, bro. So I said, F it, bro. Let's go bowling. Let's go bowling. I was like, cause like what I've learned is that like I don't like doing first dates where it's like you gotta like sit and you gotta like either just like stare at the person and do nothing. So like dinner basically where you're like there's a lot of awkward time where you're like just looking at each other, looking at the menu. Maybe if you guys are like on your phones a lot, y'all are just looking at your phone. It's like a lot of just downtime of just sitting there doing nothing. I don't really like first dates like that. And I really don't like first dates where y'all are basically doing nothing and not paying attention to each other. So movies is a lot like that. And so I think those are good dates. I love going to dinner and I love going to movies, but I never have fun first dates at dinners and I never have fun first dates at movies. So I stopped doing that a lot earlier on in my life. And I like to do stuff that's like activities and stuff like that. So golf, like Top Golf, if you have Top Golf in your city, or like bowling or laser tag or virtual reality stuff, just like really fun stuff where you could be like active and y'all are like participating or working towards something. So like escape rooms is like another really fun one. So I was like, let's just go bowling. I know this really dope bowling place I wanted to go to for a long time. It's like downtown. It's like super like high end. It's lit. It's nicely decorated and stuff. She's like, oh my God, like I love bowling and I get super competitive with bowling. And I was like, yes, that's going to make it even more fun. And so I'm like really feeling myself at this point. I'm like, bro, I asked her out. Like I had the plan. She likes it. She left it the corny joke. She wants to go on the date. It's planned. So we planned that mug for like 2 weeks ahead. Cause I think she was like, I was busy. I was going to be out of town the next weekend. And then she was going to be out of town during the week. But the weekend after that, we were both available. So I was like, all right, bet, let's plan it for 2 weeks ahead where we'll be good to go. So all the time passes and I'm like having like, bro, it's so goofy. I'm like having dreams about how excited I am for this day. I'm like dreaming about it. I'm dreaming about how it's gonna go. I'm like, I'm in my room practicing my bowling. It's so goofy. And then the day finally comes around. It's funny, no, because the day before I was like, bro, like I really started to get nervous. I started to get butterflies. I was like, man, maybe like I shouldn't go on this date. Like I don't know why. I felt like something was gonna be wrong. I felt like something might mess it up. Maybe I was just nervous. I think I was just having butterflies, but really it was premonition, and you gonna see. So I just hit her up and I was like, hey, just check in if you still want to go on a date, or like if we're still good for the date. You know what I'm saying? I know we've been like talking about it, and we've been like chatting back and forth about what we're gonna do and stuff, like getting dinner afterwards and like, you know, just like normal conversation like that. And then of course talking to each other. And she was like, yeah, like we're still good. Like I wouldn't miss it for the world. Like I can't wait to see you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bet, like we're in there. Like I can't chicken out. Like that would be bullshitting basically to chicken out at this point. So day goes by. I have another dream about how the date's gonna go that night. I'm like really excited, bro, because I wanted to date this girl since high school, bro. So it's like I was really excited. Like I gotta say that, bro. I was very excited. I was like not the craziest amount of excitement I've ever felt, but I was genuinely excited. And I was happy I got to this point to ask her on a date. Like I was really excited. Date day rolls around. It's storming, like raining super hard. And I'm like, damn, this might mess up the date. It might mess up the vibe. It might like make her not want to come out. Like you never know. So I just hit her up again. I'm like, yo, you know, it's like raining really hard. I understand if you want to reschedule the date, cancel, blah, blah, blah. I'll understand. It's no big deal. And she's like, nah, like I wouldn't. It's like, she's like adamant, bro. It's like, nah, I wouldn't miss it for the world. Like, are you crazy? Like, you're not trying to stand me up. She said that. She said, you're not trying to stand me up, are you? I was like, no, like, are you crazy? Like, have you looked in the mirror? Why would I stand you up? Like, you're crazy. You're tweaking. I was like, okay, I'm just making sure we're good. I'm going to be there around 7. I think it's like 7 or 8. I'll see you then, bro. I get dressed, put on a very nice fit, put on, you know, some nice shoes, put on my cologne, my Chanel number 5. No, it's Chanel blue. Put on a nice fitted shirt. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I was prepared. You know, I was really wanted to show out a little bit. I get to the bowling place early so that I could kind of scope the place out, talk to the people before we get there. I was like trying to like set it up to where like the people would know we were on a date, so they would like give me the opportunity to like treat her to certain like pleasantries that they had available. I was just like really trying to make it a nice date. Like I got like flowers. I like set it up to order something over to our like the alley where we were supposed to be bowling at. Like I really wanted to like make it nice. That's the point. So I got there a little bit early, like 30 minutes early or something like that, to like do all of that shit. And it gets to like 5 minutes before, and I'm like, I call her and I let her know, it's like, yo, I'm here. I've been here for like, you know, 5 minutes or something, just checking to see if you're on the way. But I don't get to say that because she doesn't pick up. I'm like, okay. So I just shoot her a text. I'm like, yo, I'm here. Can't wait to see you. Blah, blah, blah. Then it's 10 minutes past 8, and I'm like, okay, like it's a girl. Like, I mean, it's not, I don't mean to say this in like a way that's like all girls do this, but like, bro, like pretty much every woman in my life, they be running late for the most part. You know, it is what it is. And I do that a lot too. So it's not really like a girl thing. So I'm not trying to be like sexist or anything like that. Whatever. But like, you know, I could understand, like if I was late, I would want some leeway too, basically is what I'm saying. So I wait. It's 8. It's 15 past 8. It's 20 past 8. It's 30 past 8. I shoot her a couple calls. I'm like, hey, just making sure, like, you know, that today's the date and not tomorrow. Not, it wasn't yesterday or anything like that. She doesn't pick up. I leave a voicemail, which is crazy. I'm leaving a voicemail in 2023. That's diabolical, but I leave a voicemail. I don't know how to reach her. I message her on Instagram. I'm like, hey, like, is your phone okay? But it's like, if I can't reach her phone, how am I going to reach on Instagram unless she's using Instagram on a desktop? And it's like, what psychopath just casually uses Instagram on the desktop? Like, so I'm just like, I'm trying not to freak out. I'm trying not to like put the worst case scenario, which is that she literally stood me up. But, you know, it's getting to that point. And you know, it got bad because the people that I was talking to like, you know, do like the pleasantries at the alley that we were at, they start coming over talking about, Is your date still coming? And that shit really, really hurt. That shit really, really hurt. It was embarrassing because I was just sitting there. I had the shoes, I had the bowling balls and stuff. And after that, I was like, man, let me at least start bowling or something so that I don't look like I'm crazy out here. But I didn't realize it would even look more ridiculous because like you usually don't go bowling by yourself. You usually go with friends, you go on a date, you go with family and stuff like that. So I just started bowling by myself and I'm having fun, it's fun enough. But the whole time I'm wondering where this girl is at, bro. I'm like calling her, every like 15 minutes between like, rounds of bowling and stuff like that, just trying to figure out like, yo, what's going on? Like an hour passes by and then people start coming by talking about, man, we're sorry your date didn't show up. I'm like, bro, did the people up front tell y'all I got stood up? Like, what's going on? And then I really started to regret telling all these workers that I had a date that was coming. I could have just said nothing and just been bowling by myself and no one would have said anything because it's like they wouldn't have known. I could just be a weirdo that likes to bowl by himself. Hey, it'd be people like that. But it's not weird. Like, if you want to do stuff by yourself, that's fine. Like, I go to the museum by myself and I like doing that actually. And I don't usually see people by themselves at the museum. I do see it sometimes, but I never seen someone bowl by themselves. I was the first person I ever seen bowl by themselves, but that's not weird. It's just, you don't see it a lot. And honestly, people should learn to do stuff like by themselves more often. But anyway, bro, it's looking bad. Like people know the situation at this point. I'm trying to be chill about it, but I'm like, I'm low-key a little upset. And I'm upset because I go from like just bowling casually and having fun to really chucking that ball, bro. I'm like really throwing that mug. I know I was throwing it hard because the next day, like my entire shoulder was like swollen. Like I couldn't even move it, bro. And I've gone bowling before and that never happened. So I was like I was throwing that bowling ball like it was a goddamn football, bro. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. So like the whole 2-hour session passes. The place is like about to close and I'm about to leave. I'm like, that's crazy. And then the workers say it again. They're like, man, we're sorry your date didn't show up. Maybe next time. Even one of the ladies was like, hey, I'll be your date next time. And I was like, it's a ha ha ha. That's funny. I'm just laughing it off. But inside, I'm like, I'm not crying, but I'm crying, bro. I'm like, what happened, bro? And bro, as I'm walking out of the bowling place, bro, this girl calls me, bro. She calls me and I almost didn't pick up, bro. I was so mad. I'm like in the garage. I remember this so vividly now. I'm in the garage. I'm walking to my whip. She calls me. I just look at it and I'm like, all right, bro. I'm like, hello? And she says, hey, like, I'm so sorry. Like, it was raining, so I decided to take a nap and then I overslept. And I just really paused on the phone. I was like, all right, bro. But I asked you yesterday. I asked you today. I asked you before we came, bro. I spent like, this is not a cheap place to go bowling. I don't really care about the money, but like not a cheap place to go bowling. I took time. I had to work a lot during the week to make sure I had time to do this date. It's like there were other things I could have done. I didn't kick it with the homies. I didn't go out on a date with another girl for you. Like, bro, I did all this, bro. I wasted the Chanel blue. And I'm really tight. I don't say that, obviously. I'm just like, it's okay. It's understandable. Like, I would have took a nap and I probably would have overslept too. And I was like, I made a joke about it. I'm like, that's why I didn't take a nap, because I knew I would have overslept type shit. I'm decently upset though. And I'm trying not to let her know that. And she's like, you know what? I would love to like still meet up with you tonight. Let's hit a bar. Like, let's hit a different scene. I'm like, nah, like I'm good. I'm gonna go home to the crib and I'm gonna go to sleep. But maybe we could like set something up for later. And she's like, okay, like I understand. I do really want to see you though. So like, let me know if you change your mind. I'm like, all right, yeah, have a good night. Talk to you later. Peace. Hang up the phone, get in my whip, salty drive all the way home, listening to some Bryson Tiller. I thought it would fit the mood very well. It did. I get home, I go to sleep, bro. I'm like, hey, it is what it is. Next morning, she texts me like a bunch of text messages. I don't even read it. The next morning, I just went to go do some boxing. So like really, that's how I knew my shoulder hurt really badly. Because when I was throwing my right jabs, it felt like my fucking arm was about to come out of its socket. It hurt so badly, bro. But I really I got it out of my system. I did a little bit of lifting too. I got it out of my system. It was cool. I wasn't really that upset about it anymore. It's like, I'd never been stood up before. I didn't even understand the concept of being stood up. And like, you could say if she really did oversleep, we will never know. We will never know. I'll never know. Let me put it like that. But if she did oversleep, then it's not even really like she stood me up, or she kind of technically still did. But it is what it is. I wasn't really that mad about it. I kind of started laughing about it. Like I was talking to my friends about it and they were like, you got stood up. And I'm like, yeah, I did, bro. That's crazy. That's really crazy. That's on some like Disney Channel Nick and Night like scenario, like sitcom shit. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. Now I can say that happened to me. Is really funny, actually. It makes for a funny story. But this next part is actually crazy, bro, because I really don't know. I don't know like what kind of timing I put myself on after this. She was like, so, okay, no. Let me back up. So I get home from like working out and stuff. I take a shower and I'm like, all right, like, let me check the text messages. I like set up my day. I set up my week like on my calendar and stuff. And then I don't have anything else to do for the rest of the day. It's like Sunday. So I just look through my text messages. I text a few people back. I call my family. And then she's like the only person I haven't really responded to. So I'm like, all right, let me just hit her back. So I read the message and she was like, look, like, I'm really sorry. Like, I really didn't mean to do that. And I'm like, okay, like, I understand. I'm not really even mad about it at this point. But I was like, I wasn't eager to go on another date with her, right? And she's like, I really do want to, like, go on a date with you. Like, I feel like we're overdue to, like, go on a date, basically. She's, like, saying all this stuff. She's sending, like, really nice messages, too. And I was like, all right, like, okay, like, let's try again, right? So I'm like, I think she suggested it. She was like, okay, I'm gonna like ask my boss for like some time off on work on like Wednesday or Tuesday. Let's meet up, let's do coffee, let's do lunch, and like let's really like reset the whole vibe for this entire thing. And I'm like, okay, like whatever, like sure, I'm down. Like, and I'm not like all like indifferent and dispassionate about it through like the phone call and through the text messages, but I'm like but I am dispassionate and I am indifferent in actuality. But you know, I'm like I'm feigning some kind of enthusiasm because like, hey, she's still a 10. She's still a baddie. She's still an interesting person. So, I mean, worst case scenario, she stands me up again. Best case scenario, I go on a date with a baddie and it's fun. So I really don't have that much to lose at that point. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, let's do it. Let me know when your boss gives you time off. We'll set it up. We'll do it. It'll be lit. It'll be a move. It'll be a vibe. Let's do it. So couple hours go by. I think it was the next day because she had to like, she didn't talk to her boss until Monday. She talks to her boss and she's like, all right, I could do it on Wednesday. Let's do coffee. Then let's do lunch. Maybe we could do some other stuff too. I could take the rest of the day off if it's really fun. I'm like, bet, that sounds like a move. And the day is, so we have like basically a whole day planned out because like with my job, like I have no boss basically. So I choose how to structure my day. So I was just like, okay, I've already structured my week, but let me know if you let me know ahead of time. This is what I told her before she got back to me about what her boss said. If you let me know ahead of time, I can kind of like rearrange one of those days, Tuesday or Wednesday, and then I can do more work on Monday to make up for what I'll miss, or I can do more work on Thursday or Friday to make up for what I'm going to miss. So she tells me that. So I get to making up work, and then I get to like scheduling my backloaded stuff so that I have the Wednesday free. And it's supposed to be like a whole day thing, basically. So I wake up Wednesday morning, I call her, and I don't call her, I text her, and I'm like, yo, like, are we still good? Ha ha ha, because I don't want to get stood up again. And she's like, yes, we're still good. Or no, that's not even what happened. It was Tuesday. It was Tuesday night. I texted her. No, she never hit me back. That's why this happened, bro. She never hit me back. It was Monday night, and I was like, okay, so that's what your boss said, blah, blah, blah. Like, I got back to her after doing a bunch of work that day because I knew I was going to have to, like, catch up on stuff because I wouldn't have, like, that day that we were going to be spending together to, like, do work. So that night I hit her back and I was like, yo, like, I just want to make sure, like, are we good for this time? Because ha ha ha, I don't want to get stood up again. She's like, yeah, we're good. You know, don't worry about it. I'm devoted to this. I'm committed to this. Like, I'm not going to oversleep. And we're joking about it. It's funny. Tuesday passed. I don't really like hear from her. She doesn't really say anything. She's not really hitting me up. She doesn't text me like as much as she usually does. And Wednesday rolls around. There's no call. There's no text. So I text her like that morning. I'm like, are we still good? I get no text, right? So I'm like, okay. So I just went to the gym, bro. I went to the gym, and whenever I go to the gym, which I don't really lift anymore, important note, like I only do calisthenics, but back then I was like super heavy into like lifting heavy and shit like that. So I went to the gym, and whenever I do go to the gym, whenever I work out, period, my phone is on airplane mode because it just be on airplane mode for the most part, unless it's something like I feel like I really got to look at real quick. But I really don't like looking at stuff. I just like lock in, listen to music, and work out. So I'm working out, and I'm thinking, okay, she's about to do the same shit. She's about to come up with another excuse about why she can't go on the date. Maybe this is something she does. Maybe I'm just ugly. Maybe she just likes fucking around with me. I'm like, I don't know what it is, bro. But like, I'm not really worried about it right now. I'm a lift. So then I get out of the lift, bro, and I see like 17 missed calls from her. And I'm like, oh man, this is really bad. But at the same time, I'm kind of laughing. I'm like, man, that's crazy. Like, but anyway, like I call her back and I'm like, yo, like, what's good? And she's like, what happened? Like, I thought we was supposed to meet up for like coffee and like lunch and like this whole like date day. Like, it was supposed to be lit. And I'm like, yeah, but like you didn't hit me back this morning and you didn't really text me yesterday or really after I texted you on Monday type shit. Like, so I kind of assumed like it was going to be another situation where you wouldn't pull up. And she was like, why would you assume that? And I was like, bro, I don't know. I just didn't really feel like getting stood up again. And then she was like, dang. And I was like, dang. And then she was like, okay, well, I guess I'll just see you when I see you. And I was like, yeah, I guess you will. And then she hung up. I put my phone down. I finished my drive all the way back to the crib. And I was like, damn. I didn't mean to do it like that, but it's funny the way the situation ended up being like some get back, because like I really didn't do that on purpose. And I know she probably felt like I did do it on purpose. She probably felt like, oh, he really tried to be petty and get back. But like, bro, I was not trying to. I just genuinely thought like it was something. I don't know why at the time either, because like I just didn't want to spam her with a bunch of calls, because from the night of the bowling date, bro, I called her like 9-10 times. I was crazy. I wasn't finna do that again, bro. I was not finna do that again. So it's like, all right, like it seems like maybe you got a lot of stuff going on. Maybe, I don't know what the situation was, but I was like, bro, like it is what it is. Because I wasn't even supposed to work out that morning. I was supposed to do a little bit of work and then get ready for the date basically, and then like go chill with her. But after I didn't hear anything from her, like I didn't hear anything from her the day before, I was like, all right, I'm gonna just do my work and then go to the gym. And that was it. So she even knows that my phone, she knew that my phone would be on airplane mode if I did go to the gym, because she's like tried to call me. She had tried to call me when I was at the gym before, and I only picked up like after, because my phone was on airplane mode. And she was like, was your phone like dead or something? Did it break? And I was like, no, like my phone just be on airplane mode at the gym. And she's like, oh, like you be locked in? I was like, yeah, I'd be locked in. And so she knew as soon as I told her I went to the gym, like, oh, like your phone was on airplane mode. But it's like she was upset about me going to the gym, and she was like, oh, like I just assumed since we already confirmed that we didn't have to say anything else. And I'm like, bro, that's not, to me, in my mind, I was like, bro, that's not how that works. Really, it's like, especially in the situation of what it is right now, it's like, bro, I'm gonna want to confirm based off of what happened before. And I don't know, maybe I was just paranoid. Maybe I was like subconsciously being petty, but I just thought that was a really funny story. And I never really, I never really like told it in this way before. I've like shared it with my friends and stuff like that, but like I've never really just shared it like that before. So it's really interesting to kind of like recollect on. And I do want to do more story times on this channel. Like the last time I did a story time on this channel, I think it was on my other channel actually, when I was trying to do vlogs over there. It was like the story of like how like I stopped smoking weed and stuff like that. So I've really only done like 2 or 3 story times on YouTube, period. And the only other one I ever did was on this channel, I think. And I don't even remember what that video was about. So I don't know. But hey, if you made it to the end of the video, bro, let me know what you think about the story. Was I being too petty? Was she in the right? Was she in the wrong? Was I in the right? Was I in the wrong? Have you ever been stood up? Have you ever stood someone else up? Let me know. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.